Today I stand here to tell you all a little more about myself. I'd like to talk to you about a theme that is central to my life's journey, transforming weakness into strength. As some of you know, I've lived with chronic anxiety and depression since I was a young child. From the time I was 10 until I was 23, I believed depression to be the main cause of the feelings that I was facing. I simply never learned what anxiety was, and no one in my life really understood what it was either. So I was often seen as being difficult or over-emotional. This led to many feelings of guilt and of being weak. There are varying levels of anxiety disorders. For some, anxiety is a constant companion throughout life. At this level, things as simple as going to the grocery store alone, having to hold a conversation with someone you don't know particularly well, or having pressure to make a decision, or any kind of change can feel as paralyzing as a car coming right at you. This was my reality from childhood onwards. Disapproval and failure caused me to feel as if I were in physical danger. I learned how to avoid anything that might cause too much anxiety, too much pain, or the possibility of failure. With time, these fears and avoidance techniques got stronger. Meanwhile, the list of things I was avoiding, as well as my reasons and excuses for avoiding them, got longer. I tried to change my habits when I was 19, and I came across a philosophy that really spoke to me. But at the time, I wasn't really at a place yet where I could put them in place. So this was really important, though, because it planted a seed. A seed didn't quite have the conditions it needed to sprout. So I basically tried to force it for a little while, and then moved on, and it lay forgotten, hidden under the surface. I resumed with my habits, and I ended up with friends and partners alike who kept me weak. I basically eventually was led to a place where I felt like I was buried deep and there was no escape. I cried many tears, and there was manure coming my way from all directions. At the time, this felt completely unbearable, but fortunately, that seed now had the perfect conditions between being buried in tear-soaked, manure-enriched soil to sprout. And I never knew how beautiful a flower that seed would produce. The seed I speak of is the concept of mindfulness, of being present in the moment. Besides mindfulness, I have come across many tools that I now use to help me work with anxiety. Many of these have been really helpful for me. Mindfulness, though, is the ultimate guiding force that keeps me grounded. It reminds me to tune into my mind and my body and see what's there with full awareness. It allows me to let go of guilt from the past. I can now communicate more effectively, and I can set goals for myself despite the possibility of failure. Given how useful these tools have been for me, I can also see how useful they can be for other people. So I feel that the most effective time to introduce these tools is during childhood. With that in mind, I believe that it can build resiliency in people early on before these issues are compounded over time. So because of this, I am currently enrolled in a life coaching course and working towards coaching children for a living. I'm becoming involved in youth Toastmasters clubs with the help of Fred, and I've also applied for volunteering with the Need To organization. This organization helps to bring awareness to kids surrounding depression and suicide. They have also recently added the mindfulness aspect to their presentation, which has had very positive feedback. I'm chasing dreams now that I would never have imagined myself capable or worthy of achieving not so long ago. I have full confidence that I will be able to do exactly what I need to do and help the people I'm meant to help. The anxiety and sensitivity that I used to try to hide has now turned into my biggest strengths in pursuing my life's goal. All it took was the right attitude and some specific tools in order to harness that energy in a more positive way. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, always remember that anything that you may see as a weakness can always transform into something, a very powerful strength. All it takes is the right conditions, tools, and of course, a little mindfulness. Thank you.